Hey, Friendo, Steve here.
And Larson.
And welcome back to Going in Raw, the only pro wrestling podcast you need to be listening to right here at youtube.com/Steve and Larson, available wherever podcasts can be found, and of course, taped live at the Twitch, twitch.tv/Steve and Larson. A couple quick notes before we get started with the show today. Number one, first up, this coming weekend, we've got Extreme Rules.
Correct.
We're going to be watching that, of course, with the Enforcer as per usual over at the YouTube channel. So be sure to hit that subscribe button while you're at it, while you're clicking around on our channel. Why don't you give this video a thumbs up? That'd be kind of cool too. You can do that. And then, so we got that coming up on Thursday. We've got The Numbers Don't Lie, Friendo Club TV exclusive. $5 a month on the Patreon at patreon.com/Stephen Larson. The survey is up right now, and that's a show where we take Going in Raw math and we apply it to wrestlers chosen by our Friendo patrons.
Who are you talking about this week, Steve?
Oh, I can't wait. This is actually the first one I am personally going to vote for, and it's Christian Cage.
Well, hold on.
What?
You do get a vote for every single one because your score accounts for 1/3 of the overall score.
Yeah, I know, but I'm also a friendo. I'm an avid watcher of Going in Raw, so I'm going to go into the survey and vote as well. My vote counts.
To balance you out, I got to do it as well.
So yeah, Numbers Don't Lie. We're going to film that on Thursday. Should be a lot of fun.
Yes.
Yeah, somebody put this in like a sub-only chat or something. I don't know. So that's cool. And then there was something else I was going to speak on, and now I can't remember because there was whatever that was.
Yeah.
So why don't we just go ahead and dive into it? And if I remember, that's what I was going to do. I was going to talk about Patreon real quick. If you were one of our patrons, Larson, you would get this show ad-free with bonus content in the audio realm. That's right. You can import the Going in Raw audio RSS feed through the Patreon at patreon.com/Stephen Larson into your favorite podcast app, except Spotify. I don't think you can do it in Spotify still. But any other podcast app, you can import the RSS feed. $5 a month gets you Going in Raw audio ad-free. None of those ads that we have here on the show. And 2 bonus episodes. If you don't care about the bonus stuff, you just want ad-free, you can also do that for $3 a month at goinginraw.supercast.tech. You can get the show ad-free. So now that I said all that stuff, why don't we go ahead and dive into the show, Larson? What's going on in the news?
Sure. So following the controversy that swirled following his statements in the most recent Dark Side of the Ring, and after being suspended by Impact Wrestling, Tommy Dreamer issued the following statement over the weekend. This is what Tommy Dreamer had to say, quote, regarding my comments on Dark Side of the Ring. It was never my intention to offend, hurt, or victim shame anyone. I understand my comments were insensitive and could trigger emotions in someone's own personal past. I do not condone sexual misconduct of any kind. I apologize to anyone I offended. From the bottom of my heart, I am so sorry. And we had some questions last week as far as Tommy's future on Busted Open Radio. That seems to be clarified somewhat because host David LaGreca stated, I believe on today's show, these transcripts from WrestlingNews.co, quote, as far as Tommy's future on Busted Open, he's off the show. How long? I don't know. I don't know how long Tommy is going to be off the show.
Yeah, I mean, dude, I don't know what to say about this. You know, it's like it's not the most convincing apology in the world, but, you know, I don't know what. Hopefully, I'll just put it this way. Hopefully, if he does, if Sirius, wait, Busted Wide Open, is it on? I'm sorry, Busted.
I believe so.
It's on Busted Open. It's on Sirius.
I believe so.
Probably, right? Okay. Whoever his employer is, Busted Open, Impact, whatever. Hopefully, they will implore him, leave the door open, and say, "Look, man, go and educate yourself on why what you said was so horribly inappropriate."
Mm-hmm.
I don't see that in this apology with my eyes, but I'm not the dude's employer, so it kind of doesn't matter what I think. Hopefully, he puts himself in a position where he figures out why what he said was so wrong. Like one of the worst things that he said was, "Well, I don't understand. She took the money. Why didn't she go to the cops?" if you don't educate yourself as to why that statement is so ignorant, is so hurtful, then any apology, oh, I'm sorry, I made you feel bad. That's nothing. That falls on deaf ears. It illustrates that you don't get it. So again, it's not for me to say, oh, I accept it or not. It's, the people, for him to move on with his life. I think that it'd be awesome if whoever his employers are, Anthem and Busted Open, were to say, hey, look, you need to figure out why what you said was so wrong.
Exactly.
And then we can move on, and hopefully he can go on and lead a productive life after that, because I don't think somebody should just be erased from existence if there's the opportunity for them to learn, wins and learns, right?
Exactly. Yeah. Exactly. Well said. This was pretty huge news. This dropped today. Was not expecting this. So it was announced by AEW today that they're collaborating with the Owen Hart Foundation to, quote, honor the legacy of late wrestler Owen Hart. This collaboration will include launching the annual Owen Hart Cup tournament within AEW, which will see the winner receive a cup known as the Owen, as well as production and distribution of unique and original Owen Hart merchandise, including specified retail goods, as well as the upcoming AEW console video game.
That's cool. That's going to be interesting, man. That the AEW game. I mean, dude, the number of legends that they have deals with, like a young Tully, a young Arn, a young Sting, a young Jake. I mean, just from a legends perspective, that's going to be maybe Brett. He's the first person to hold that AEW title.
Could be.
He's the first champion there at AEW.
Well, he's the first one to hold it. He wasn't the first champion.
Right. He's the first guy to hold it. Pretty big deal.
Same as winning it.
They're going to have a pretty stacked Legends division, and having an Owen in there, that's a pretty big deal, man. I think this is really cool, I mean, obviously Martha has wanted nothing to do with the WWE.
Yes, understandably.
Appropriately so. So AEW, doing some good things over there. And yeah, that's cool. What's your early pick for first winner of
It's hard Owen? To say because in this announcement, there's no timetable for when it might begin, So it's hard to tell, because depending on when it happens, we could see some potentially new faces in AEW. So when it's announced, then we could talk about that.
Yeah,
like when they actually
Kevin Steen wins the Owen. I think Rob posted that today on Twitter. I'm just stealing that idea from.
Yeah, I know that. I saw that too. Yeah,
it's great. Yeah, I don't know. I guess you're right, huh? I mean, it doesn't even say what kind of tournament it is.
It says an annual thing, which is cool because we love tournaments.
I love tournaments.
Looking forward to an annual tournament where there's, they get a cup, a trophy, and maybe with that comes some sort of title opportunity. Maybe. Yeah, that's pretty exciting stuff.
Absolutely. Hey, let's talk a little bit more about tournaments. Well, I have to come up with a graphic. I was about to look up the results from the early results from the G1's nights, the first 1 and 2.
Yeah, first 2 nights of the G1. Yeah, because we got our own thing. I don't know how much we talked about it. Since it's so involved, we didn't really post it anywhere, but we each made picks for every match.
Yeah,
we're gonna kind of score it like the NCAA tournament, where the round robin aspect of it. You get the match right, you get a point. In the semifinals, so the block winners, if your guy makes it there, you get 2 points, and if your person wins, you get 5.
So I'm going to create a graphic of some sort to track all this stuff. Yes.
Well, let's put it on the bottom here. Let's put them
on the bottom under here.
Like below us, like like when we have stories, we put what the story is about on the bottom beneath us.
Yeah.
Just add that there because the scores right now, you have 8.
Yes. Stop the
count. And Enforcer and I each have 6 points.
I win. Well, I was thinking of putting it on our Instagram, like all as well. Like, yeah, put it on Instagram. Yeah. So day 1, night 1 in Osaka, we had Block A action. Yujiro, this is crazy. Yujiro Takahashi, the Tokyo Pimp, defeated Kota Ibushi. Wow,
that is pretty surprising.
Is that going to be Kota Ibushi's one loss?
I don't know. I remember reading that Takahashi was like on a bit of a G1 losing streak.
Not anymore. He just beat former champion.
The shirt feels so tight on me today.
Great. Yeah, man, you're yoked. That's why you're doing.
I haven't worked out in like 3 weeks, so no, that's not the right answer.
Jacked.
Like it's like through the shoulders. It feels tight.
Yeah, dude.
Just doing this all the time.
Look at you. Just that HGH, right? Great O'Karn defeated Tonga Loa in Block A action. Yano, who is still Violent Yano, apparently.
Yes. He's going to go on a run this year. I feel it.
Yeah, I know. This would have to be his one win because I think that was a stupid move on my part. But like filling out the spreadsheet, I was like, oh my God, this is so difficult.
There's a lot.
Yano defeated Kenta, which is kind of crazy. This was a hell of a match that just looked like it hurt. Zack Sabre Jr. defeated Tetsuya Naito. Made him tap out. Oh, man. This was rough.
Yeah, it looked like a rough match.
And then the current IWGP champion, Shingo Takagi, defeated Tomohiro Ishii. Day 2 saw some Block B action. Apparently Evil and Yoshihashi had a killer match. Apparently this was like a stellar match. I got to go and watch this one. I just watched Okada Tanahashi versus Okada Tanahashi, and then watched Zack Sabre Jr. versus Naito. Jeff Cobb, not shocking, defeated Chase Owens, the crown jewel.
Yeah, Jeff Cobb's going to have a good G1, I feel.
He's going to have a good G1. I think I gave him like a pretty decent number of points.
Yeah, I did too.
Sonata defeated Tama Tonga, Bullet Club OG member Tama Tonga. Your favorite, Taichi, defeated Haruki Goto.
Yes, I picked against him.
Taichi, I think I picked for him. He's on a tear these days, man. They really like him. You can sort of tell they like him, and they like.
How can you not?
His tag team partner, Zack Sabre Jr. It would not shock. I'm like deep down, I'm like, I'll believe it when I see it, because this is a couple times when I thought they were going to push Zack Sabre Jr. to the main event scene. They might do it now. He's on a run.
He is on a run.
And then in a match that came down to like 30 seconds left in the 30-minute time limit, Kazuchika Okada, the Rainmaker, with some chef's kiss trunks, defeated.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, Hiroshi Tanahashi.
I missed the pants, kind
of. Stellar match. Oh, no, man. Give me those thighs. Give me those thighsies, man. Whether it be on a human or from a chicken.
I know I'm one of the few, but I missed the pants.
I'm a thigh guy. I guess.
Let's talk about this. We just had Okada Tanahashi. That's always a huge match, but apparently WWE scrapped a huge match at this past WrestleMania. So the WWE is doing press junkets, I believe today, to promote this current United Kingdom tour they're doing. And during said junkets, Becky Lynch told Alex McCarthy that there were actually plans for her to return for WrestleMania. This is what Alex put on Twitter, quote, Becky Lynch just told me she was originally good to go for WrestleMania, and it was discussed she'd face Bayley. That didn't happen, obviously, and then she was meant to return in October before WWE called her the week of SummerSlam. So that's kind of what we were speculating. Link it to Mania. Becky Bayley made a ton of sense.
Yep.
Have a huge match outside of the title scene. You get Becky back in WWE. It could have been a huge deal. Didn't happen. Seemed like October they were waiting for the draft, but then with Sasha not be able to make SummerSlam, it seemed like they kind of pushed that along and then got her back for that.
Yeah, that could have been probably just a killer match right there. Unfortunately, Bayley had that fluke injury apparently during training. Mm-hmm. So that's an absolute bummer. But I wonder at what point the discussions for her becoming a bad guy came into play. You know?
Yeah, I know. Obviously, if she was going to face Bayley, that wouldn't have been the case because Bayley was doing great heel work
at WrestleMania.
Right.
Yeah, I just wonder. Like, how would that have changed? Like, how would that have progressed? Would those discussions still have been going on or what?
Or if that was even in the cards to begin with back in April, maybe that's something that's kind of sprung up since then. Who knows?
Yeah. I wonder, who knows? Maybe Alex McCarthy here asked about that stuff.
Yeah.
Because it's interesting stuff what they're doing right now.
Yeah.
All right, let's take a quick break here to get a word in from the sponsor of today's show, Simply Safe. You know, Larson, when you're like me and have a house full of gold, I'm talking about those championship belts way back there. You see those? That's right. You need to keep your home safe, man. And I've got some big news about my favorite home security company. Simply Safe has a brand new wireless outdoor security camera that is engineered with all the advanced tech and security features you need to help keep you, your family, and your gold titles safe.
That's right. Simply Safe, the system that was already named by U.S. News and World Report the best home security system of 2021, has gotten even better. This new wireless outdoor security camera has got an ultra-wide field of view so you can watch your whole yard, plus 1080p high-definition resolution so you can zoom in and clearly see things like faces, license plates, and a built-in spotlight with color night vision so you can keep an eye on what's going on day or night.
Yeah, man, and the camera integrates with your Simply Safe home security system, meaning your protection extends outside. Together, it means every door, window, and room are protected, and now your property, including your championship belts, will be too.
To learn more about the exciting new Simply Safe wireless outdoor security camera, visit simplysafe.com/raw. What's more, Simply Safe is celebrating this new camera by offering 20% off your entire new system and your first month of monitoring service free when you enroll in interactive monitoring.
Again, that's simplysafe.com/raw.
More WB news. So based on the announcement this past Friday that we're getting Bloodline versus New Day tonight on Raw, we speculated a bit in our SmackDown recap about what the future may hold for the brand split. Well, today WrestleVotes reported that Raw's ratings tonight could go a long way to inform the future of distinct, unique brands. Steve, what did WrestleVotes have to say?
Some chatter I heard over the weekend included how important tonight's Raw number is, draft plans aside, with their biggest full-time star in Roman Reigns being advertised to work tonight's Raw. A bigger number than normal would open the box to showcasing main superstars on both brands. I wonder what their baseline metric would be, given that you can't. It wouldn't really be appropriate to look at the number this time last year because they're against Monday Night Football this year. Like it's not like, I mean, okay, if this match gets over 2 million against Monday Night Football and last week's did like 1.6 or whatever, you would think that's a really good number.
Yeah.
Right? But what if it does 1.8? Like, does that inform them? Like, what does that tell them? Because it's better than last week, but it's still kind of a crummy number.
Yeah, I mean, it would inform them that having Roman show up on Raw isn't the answer.
But it's better than, a heavily advertised what-if situation with Big E winning the title.
Yeah, I wonder what the DVR numbers were like for Raw this week. Because apparently I didn't watch it. I was watching Raw, but the finish of the Monday Night Football game last week was apparently pretty insane.
Yeah.
A lot of back and forth late in the game, went to overtime. But even with the overall number, I think the Big E segment, that last quarter hour, got like 1.8 million, if I remember correctly. The average 1.6, but the last quarter hour got really good numbers in relation to the overall show.
The YouTube number was pretty high. It was like 5 million views on YouTube of him cashing in, plus another like 250 on WWE on Fox's account posted that video also.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, I don't know. I mean, obviously you would think that they'd have their internal metric and their baseline to be like, oh wow, this is off the hook, a really good number. This is a match that a lot of people want to see. I know there's some crowing in the internet community about, oh, why are they, hot shotting this? I'm like, dude, I don't care. Like, this is Bloodline versus New Day. If Big E being there last week might not have been motivated, but this match is because he got attacked afterwards. Mm-hmm. So it's like, okay, cool. At least this has motivation. And I don't need to wait till Survivor Series. Big E clearly said that him versus Roman Reigns would be the thing at Survivor Series, or at least him versus Paul Heyman's guy, and that's going to be Roman Reigns.
Yeah.
So I'm looking forward to this. I think there's maybe a little bit of buzz around it. So I'm all for it. I don't know. They wouldn't do it right. Like you can't ditch the brand split and still have two top titles. Like that would be a not a good proposition. If you were to ditch the brand split and faction people up and then have a title unification at Survivor Series, I think that would create a lot of buzz around your company. And, you could have a single brand for a couple of years and then you go back to the brand split, all these short-term popping rating situations.
Yeah, exactly. Then you have a draft, new brand split like we saw in 2016. Wow, it's been 5 years since we've had the brand split again.
And it's, so we have some numbers also. White Brownie says SmackDown 2.2 million, Rampage 642,000. It's a 0.58 in the demo for SmackDown versus a 0.28 for Rampage. So sort of typical numbers for both shows, really. I don't know. I don't know. It's like WWE. They probably do one like just half-assed. Like, why is Roman on Raw every week and yet there's still 2 championships?
I know.
Why is Big E fighting the Intercontinental Championship over on SmackDown when he's supposed to be the Raw main champion? It'll just be messy and weird, but eliminating the brand split is one way to keep Fox and USA off your asses. And be able to have some semblance of storyline logic. It's like you can't really say, oh, well, there's a brand split. No, there's not anymore,
Yeah. I mean, like I mentioned on our SmackDown recap, the downside of that, at least how it was executed last time, was you kind of just see the same people on both shows.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Where it seemed like, all right, we're going to concentrate on these 15 or 20 performers, and they're on both Raw and SmackDown, and no one else really gets on TV.
Mm-hmm.
And that's a bummer. That one huge advantage of the brand split is just more TV time for more people.
Yeah, I mean, here's the thing. I have said this before. I firmly believe that Tony Khan has like a really elaborate spreadsheet in terms of how to spread around TV time for his talent. Mm-hmm. I think that he's probably really good. I mean, that's why AEW, I think, is pretty strong because he does a good job sort of, elevating younger guys like Daniel Garcia, for example, or 2.0. And at the same time, like whenever if they're in a main event thing, it feels big. People like it because they're young. They're going to lose, but it's cool for them to get that exposure.
Exactly.
In WWE, like half the time you hear these stories about just like day of changes, and you get endless rematches and championship contender matches. They just don't manage their time and their roster well enough to pull off a brand split so that you feature enough people, It's just I don't really see them being able to pull that off in a way that's creatively satisfactory. But if you want to make Fox and USA happy, you're either going to have a bunch of weird ass booking going on where like people showing up on both brands for no reason.
Yeah, a soft brand split essentially,
which is just going to be weird.
It would be weird. It would be weird. Of course, Saturday we watched Impact Wrestling's Victory Road, a fun enough show.
Congratulations to the Enforcer for taking my Impact Predictions title.
Yeah.
Wildly fun. Yeah, it was really fun the way we did it.
Yeah.
Because we were basically just doing our predictions, before the bell rang.
And it's a different strategy because live, as the show is going, you could try to make picks to counter what other people are doing.
Yeah, it's good.
And that could work for you or could work against you.
Right, yeah. It's a living, breathing thing.
It really is. I don't know if we're going to do it full time, but I like it for Impact shows because we generally don't keep up with that on a weekly basis.
I sort of am half in, half out. Like if I got time on a Friday morning, I'll pop it on while I'm doing some work over here. But like I've done that twice since Impact ditched Twitch. But yeah, it's kind of fun just going into it blind. I like doing the Impact pay-per-views. I think it was a lot of fun. We're sitting there, desperately rooting for Chris Sabin to put together something against Josh Alexander.
Knowing full well was not going to happen.
Like that
was our chance to pull ahead. Yes.
My only road down the end was for Chris Sabin to win and for Ace Austin to beat Christian Cage. So yeah, it was pretty fun. But yeah, so we saw Steve Maclin come out victorious in a triple threat against TJP and the Canadian Destroyer himself, Petey Williams.
Maple Leaf Muscle. We had an unannounced prior to the show, I guess fatal 5-way match, which saw Laredo Kid defeat Taurus, John Schuyler, Jake Something, and Trey Miguel.
Taylor Wilde defeated Tennille Dashwood after what's her crowd? What's her crew called? Is it like the It Crowd or something like that?
The Influence, isn't
The
it?
Influence? Okay.
Yeah, they got kicked out of the ringside area.
Yeah, they got out of here.
And then Matt Cardona, with some help from Chelsea Green, defeated Rohit Raju.
Mm-hmm. Chris Bay and Hikuleo Bullet Club defeated Finn Juice.
Moose and W. Morrissey defeated Sami Callihan and Ed Edwards. Yeah.
Havoc and Rosemary defeated Tasha Steeles and Savannah Evans to reclaim their tag team championships.
Well, they never lost the belts. They were taken from them.
They were stolen.
Still champions.
They were still technically champions, but possession is 9/10 of the law, Larson.
No, it's not actually true.
Are there any phrases more untrue than that, but they're popular phrases?
I could probably think of them if I sat and thought. Good Brothers defeated Rich Swann and Willie Mack to retain the Impact Tag Team titles.
And unfortunately, Josh Alexander defeated Chris Sabin. Unfortunately for us who were trying to get that title away from the Enforcer.
Exactly. In the main event, your Impact champion, Steve's Impact champion, especially Christian Cage, defeated Ace Austin. Afterwards, Josh Alexander came to the ring, confronted
Plan
Christian Cage.
B is in effect.
Option C.
That's
Option
right.
C.
That's
so, right. Bound for Glory is the next pay-per-view.
Mm-hmm.
That's like a real pay-per-view, not just an Impact Plus show. So that could be our main event.
Do we know when is that again?
October.
Oh, that's already been announced for the main event. That's they already have a graphic
yeah?
for it. Yeah, I just don't know when it is.
It's late October, mid-October, 23rd.
23rd. Okay, so about a month. Okay, awesome. Yeah, I mean, if nothing else, we'll be doing our predictions that way as well. So that's exciting.
Yeah, for that show, that'd be fun. We got a Raw tonight. Get excited. It's the go home. It's Raw's go home.
Get excited. Oh, yeah, this is the go home for Extreme Rules, huh? Well, no, this is good. Look, man, the Bloodline versus the New Day. That's awesome. That's great.
That is great.
I mean, in theory, Rhea Ripley.
See how it plays out.
And Nikki ASH or Nikki AHS. It's not even easy to say. Like Sonya Deville called her that. Just rolled off the tongue. To challenge Natalya and Tamina. Oh, wow. For WWE Women's Tag Team titles.
Yet Shotzi and Tegan Nox still waiting for their title opportunity. Jeff Hardy fights for U.S. title opportunity against Sheamus. My understanding is if Jeff Hardy wins this, then the U.S. title match, Extreme Rules, is a triple threat.
Jeff Hardy fights against Sheamus. Okay, that's cool. Hey, I like their.
So if Jeff Hardy wins, he's in the match. The match at Extreme Rules to eat the pin.
Why would they want to keep Sheamus strong? Like Sheamus eats hella pins. It's kind of his thing.
Unless they want him to not eat pins because maybe he'll feud with Big E in the fall for the WWE title.
That's a good point. And then Alexa Bliss welcomes Charlotte Flair to her playground. This is going to be one of those ones where I'm just going to fake it tomorrow and be like, oh, yeah, so then we had the playground. Larson, what happened here? And I'm not, because I will not have watched it. I'll not have watched it.
Not even going to watch it. I mean, it's one thing to watch it and not take notes, but to not even watch it. But you do your job, huh? You want to answer some questions?
My job is to act a clown for these fine people, these fine friendos. Anyways, yeah, let's go ahead and answer some questions.
All right, Maggie, when is wrestling most genuinely fun for you guys? Silly, over the top, cringe so bad it's good, just really good, dramatic, compelling stories, or other? She has those are just what I thought off the top of my head. If a match happens where I get so sucked into it, I don't think about it. Oh, I'm watching this for work. That's when it's best for me.
Best for me is these ingredients. Wrestling that I don't necessarily follow all that much. But it's sort of like, so there's like random stuff that I have to figure out on the fly. There's some sort of prediction on the line between the three of us. We're all watching it together. None of us are taking notes. So, I mean, like at this point, it's Impact pay-per-views, Triple Mania. Yeah, those are the situations that are like.
Maybe next year for Triple Mania, we should do the on the fly predictions, but not have a title on the line. It's just once a year, but just like the winner gets something. I don't know.
The annual Triple Mania Copa Going in Raw. Copa de Friendos.
Hey, the Going in Raw Cup. I have that back there.
Let's put some Espanol on it. maybe. Put some like maybe some paper mache Espanol stuff on it. Like I'll get like an old Maggie, what do you call those? Like they have comic books in my friend went to Mexico and sent me back a bunch of comic books, and I forget they called them something. I forget what they called. And I'll just get an old one of those. We'll rip it up and we can paper mache it on there.
Okay, that sounds good. Rob, if you could make a tag team, featuring one AEW talent and one NXT talent, which talents would you pick? Rob wants Britt Baker and Braun Breaker.
Historietas. Is that what they're called? Tijuana Bibles? What are Tijuana Bibles? Yeah. Rob did that just because it's a brilliant answer. Britt Baker and Braun Breaker. The Breaker Bakers. Oh man, one AEW talent and one NXT talent. Oh man, who's even okay?
Oh, for me, it's Malachi Black and Johnny Gargano.
John. That's good. Trying to think. We got Von Wagner. I can't use Braun Breaker now because Rob gave the best answer there.
Yeah.
Who would Von Wagner? Yeah, I have no idea. I don't know. Oh, wow. That's good. Zonda. That's perfect. Oh, that's really good. Christian Cage and Cool Kyle. Oh, man. They'd be called the bathroom break.
Yeah. Man, I don't know how you'd be able to handle that.
It'd be the bathroom break. I'd be like, Larson, what happened in this segment?
Yeah, I know that. Yeah. Fudgy with AEW and the Owen Hart Foundation announcing their partnership with the Owen Cup and including Owen in the video game. What other collabs would you like to see?
Like what are other possible collaborations? I don't know if she has an estate representing her, but China involved in AEW in some way, sort of in a similar manner that they're doing with Owen.
It'd be interesting, and I don't know if it's possible for, at least for AAA, to have some AAA superstars in the video game.
The clowns. Dr. Wagner. Wow. That'd be so cool. What would be rad? The coolest thing? If this AEW game is really good, an AEW Impact collaboration.
That'd be cool. Just make it like Virtual Pro Wrestling 64.
Yeah, right.
There's wrestlers from everywhere.
Yeah. That would be awesome. That'd be great. Oh, yeah, that's perfect. Christian Cage and Cool Kyle, and they're managed by Dan Lambert.
Oh, wow. Yeah.
That's sort of a first, like a guy that I'm really into, and then like I turn away from him. Usually I hate them, and then I turn for them. I'm like, oh yeah, I like this person. Dan's gone the other way. I like Dan in Impact, and now he's just like, he's unbearable.
White Brownie, with the wrestling landscape constantly changing, which company as of right now do you guys feel has the advantage in terms of signing women talent? So, like, for the longest time, we probably would have said NXT because their women's division is really good, and it's still really good. But with the rebranding of it, like, would that change one's opinion on maybe going to NXT along with seeing how WWE, isn't exactly consistent in the quality of the call-ups?
Oh man, I don't know. It's like either be used exclusively on Dark and Elevation or actually be on TV with NXT, because they still do a decent job showcasing their women's talent. I'd say at this point it's still probably NXT. Because again, if you just get to NXT now, it might be a little while before you hit that main roster wall. And then it's sort of a toss up. It's like, oh, I might have I might have whatever that weird thing is Vince and Bruce appreciate. I might be an attraction.
NJWP, are B-level pay-per-views worth watching in the WWE anymore? The good stuff happens on TV because of the money and the major pay-per-views. There might not be in terms of story beats a lot of B level pay-per-views worth watching, but usually there's a couple good matches. Usually.
I would say, like, if we actually went, I'm just off the top of my head, if we went back and looked at our thoughts on B-level pay-per-views for WWE, more often than not, I feel like we're usually like, oh, wow, this is actually pretty decent.
I think usually for B-level shows, our expectations are not very high, and so when they deliver I feel like a lot of times B-level pay-per-views are what I wish Raw would be, which is 3 hours of wrestling.
Yeah, right. Yeah.
With an occasional talky bit, you know? Whereas Raw, for often than not, is like 2 hours of talking or an hour and a half of talking and then maybe an hour and a half of wrestling. So,
let's see here. Sean Lathrop, how would you do a Straight Edge Society reunion in AEW with Punk, Gallows, and Serena there? And should Punk and Cage start a faction together? I don't know if you're talking about Brian Cage because of Team Taz. No. I would say no to that.
I mean, I've been saying that Brian Cage needs a tag team partner.
I don't disagree. I think you're right about that. But not Punk. Not CM Punk.
What about Ricky Rabies?
Yes. Yeah.
Get the
did you see
on the
you did. Okay, that was episode 3.
Throne.
That was awesome.
Yeah.
That was a really well directed comedic moment, by the way.
That was
because Jack's face is like, what is happening right now? And then bleh.
Yeah, it was great. Considering especially like the setup for it, you're expecting something else rather than just that.
Yeah, right. As far as how to do a Straight Edge Society reunion, I don't know. Would you do more than like a wink and a number one? Gallows isn't even in AEW. He shows up in AEW, but he's signed to Impact.
He's an Impact talent.
So it's not like you can sign him away from Sour Boy. So I don't know. Maybe just a sort of a wink,
Yeah. Yeah.
But it's AEW. It wouldn't shock me if they referenced that.
Yeah. Dominic Malnar, since it looks like he isn't doing much in AEW right now, if Brian Cage went to WWE, do you think he should go straight to main roster, or should he be Braun Breaker's first feud for the NXT Championship? And what would his new name be? What was his name when he was in WWE Developmental?
I don't remember. I don't know.
Because he was years ago.
Oh, man. I don't know. I don't know, but is he doing himself a disservice by being sort of openly disgruntled?
Chris Logan was his name.
Oh, Logan, because of
in FCW.
Yeah. He was kind of openly anti going back to WWE because he was like, those guys want me to try out. And now he's sort of openly crowing a little bit about AEW's treatment of him. I'm not sure if that's a great way to get leverage with WWE,
Yeah.
It's like you should act like you're top of the world. And then, WWE will pony up more money because, like, wow, we got to pry this guy away because he's really happy there. Mm-hmm. Just a little advice for Brian Cage. You got to have the inside leverage and the outside leverage. I don't know what you do with Brian Cage, to be honest with you. I don't want to talk bad about the guy.
Tag team.
Oh, no. White Brownie has it right. Straight to main, but no, you have him tag with Cross.
Oh, wow.
That would actually unlock my new favorite tag team right there.
It could. That's something else. Great idea.
Cage he's a decent wrestler. He's a good wrestler.
He's a good wrestler. He's a good wrestler.
Yeah. I just like whatever, and I think I think he just shouldn't promo. I think he shouldn't talk. Like I've never heard him say anything compelling. But if he's just sort of the quiet, silent, destructive, monster guy, I'm all aboard that. I think that'd be great.
Yeah, I think so too. Blake Elizondo, what should be done with 205 Live? What would you do to maximize its usefulness as a developmental show? Obviously, at least needs a name change. It does need a name change.
No, it doesn't. I mean, it's the first to 205 points. You do the point thing where you wins and finishers.
Yeah.
You have to register for the tournament, and your finishing move has to be registered. So the whole match, you're keep an eye for the finishing move. But it turns into like the 2K game when you got unlimited finishers on. So these guys just trying to do finishing moves on each other the entire match, and you get like a year of that. And the first person to get to 205 points gets a title shot.
All right.
Is that a good idea?
That's a great idea. Brian K. Lamb, with the announcement of the Owen Hart stuff with AEW, could you see them doing? Kind of add a similar question, doing something similar, honoring a female talent. I know you mentioned China. Who would you have them honor in an all-female cup-style tournament? What would it be called?
The China Cup.
What is this? Sorry, this name's in a weird font. It's hard to make it out. Would you have
Lala Eileen?
Eileen, is that what it is? Okay, thank you. Would you have Sid as a mouthpiece similar to Paul Heyman for a wrestler, or as a mentor figure like Sid? And if so, which wrestler would you pair him with from any promotion? Great question.
Sid as a mouthpiece would be amazing.
Great question.
It'd be
great
great.
question.
Yeah, I like that. Pluck somebody from the Wingmen and have Sid be the mouthpiece.
It'd be funny if it was Ryan Nemeth.
Have him grow out his hair and curl it like Dolph.
Yeah.
And Sid.
Yeah.
That's good. I like that a lot. That's awesome. That's really good.
Gareth, you get powerbombed into a foreign object. Your choice. Do you take the thumbtack spot or the Lego spot? Thumbtacks.
It's got to be the thumbtacks.
It's the thumbtacks.
Half of them are on the other side. The Legos don't have a good side.
I know. I don't know if I told the story before, but when I was a kid, I was hanging up posters in my room, and I fell off my dresser. I had a thumbtack in my hand. I looked up, and there's a thumbtack stuck in my palm right here.
Yeah.
I didn't feel it when it went in.
Yeah,
I'm sure it hurts if you have like 1,000 of them.
Yeah.
But I kind of feel like, at least at the moment, if you're getting dropped on 100 Legos versus 100 thumbtacks, I feel like the Legos would probably hurt more.
What poster are you hanging up?
I think it was a Michael Jordan one.
Oh, nice. That's
cool.
He
was dunking on somebody.
Of course he was. He was dunking on somebody. Nikyle, oh, great. What angle or storyline would you have to end the brand split? I would say, oh, man, the Sweets is rating us. What's up, Sweets?
So cool. Thank
What's
you so
up,
much.
fellas? With 268 friendos. Welcome, everybody.
Awesome.
We're answering some questions about the wrestling here on Going in Raw.
Ideally, it'd be some sort of Rawgate scenario at Survivor Series.
Okay. Be like literally characters merge into each other.
Uh-huh.
So like Big E turns into like Big R or Roman E.
Sure.
That's good. And then all the wrestlers are just CG at that point.
Uh-huh.
So like on heels, they're building to this big 10,000 strong state fair match or a state fair thing. And I was telling Maggie and Ricky and Lou and Rob in our heels chat, I wonder how they're going to fake this 10,000 these 10,000 people, because I'm not sure either one of two things is going to happen. They're either going to film some quick stuff at like a go ahead, what?
You did notice that the Florida Wrestling Dystopia just uses all old TNA footage, right?
Of course. It's TNA and AAA. There's a little bit of AAA in there, too.
Yes.
I know. It's great.
That was great. Abyss, Samoa Joe. That was awesome. Anyways, yeah. They could do that, or, I mean, really all you need money for is like one long shot of the crowd and to CG that. But what you could do is just get a group, you know, based on the shot, they just move.
Yeah.
In the background. And what you could do is for the long shot, just take that one group and then take that and copy it around the rest of the stadium.
Well, I wonder if they're going to do a thing where like, because you got to have at some point, you got to have like either a drone shot or you have to have the shot where like they're all like the crew of heels is like marveling at how big this is.
Yeah.
And I wonder if they're going to wait till there's like a relatively popular like, because it's like it's at a smaller baseball stadium type thing.
Gotcha.
Or venue, like the River Cats. I think that's 5,000, but it's like a doubled up one of that. And so like I wonder if they're gonna like go to an actual baseball game, try to get some B-roll there.
It could be. That could be.
You know, it's like why is everybody a River Cats fan at this
you know, it'll be out of focus and stuff. So because like the close-ups, they'll have extras cast or whatever.
I just hope they do just for the comedy. I hope they do a really poor CG job. That's what I want.
Of course. Dirty Rich, what manager heel turn would you want to relive with you playing the manager? For example, Paul Bearer turning on Undertaker.
Would you want to relive?
With you playing the manager.
Is this some sort of quantum leap situation we're talking about?
Seems to be, yes.
Some sort of like, or Cronenberg's The Thing? Where like you're the thing and you are.
It's John Carpenter's The Thing.
Oh yeah, Carpenter. Yeah, Cronenberg was The Fly.
Yes.
I'm going to redo this question then. What manager heel turn would you want? But The Fly being the manager, Brundlefly is the manager.
Brundlefly, of course. Okay.
I want to see Brundlefly instead of MVP managing Lashley.
My goodness.
He's like vomiting like acid on people.
My goodness.
Big E tries to cash in. That's what I want to see.
All right. What if you replace Jimmy Hart with Brundlefly? So he's got the megaphone too.
He's got the megaphone and the acid vomit comes out of the megaphone.
Yeah.
The Bullet Club's the spoiler Brundlefly.
Oh my goodness. Let's see. Heel Long Heavy.
That was funny.
Is asking non-wrestling question: are khakis the type of pants, or are they the color of the pant? I think it's both.
Are khakis the color or the fabric?
Or yeah. I think it's both. I think khaki pants are like, they're almost a brand name in their own.
Yeah.
I think they're like technically like what we call khaki pants. I think they're known as chinos, I believe.
Yeah, just, maybe.
Plain, like cotton twill pants. Because, if you give it any other color.
Because if I'm like, hey, what color should I make this overlay graphic for the show? Khaki. You don't say that. You say beige. Because it's just beige. That's all it is. But if you add beige plus slacks, basically, like work slacks, you got khakis.
Yeah.
I
think at this point, they're so synonymous. It's both.
It's the merged pant and color beige is khakis.
Yes.
Great question.
That is a good question. Matty G, with this whole Mox versus New Japan feud, who do you see coming through the forbidden door for the visit next? Tanahashi not included. So we got Suzuki now. It'd be did Mox have a match against Ishii? I feel like he probably did.
He did. The knife pervert, Jay White.
Yeah.
Seems kind of. I think isn't he doing stuff in Strong right? He's on the G1.
Yeah,
he's probably in.
No, he's not.
Yeah. I think he's doing strong stuff. Will Ospreay.
I think he lives in the States, so yeah.
Ospreay. All the dudes who live in the States.
It's still pretty surprising that Jay White hasn't showed up in AEW yet.
It is kind of surprising. He did an Impact run, and that's kind of it. Yeah. Anyways, that's going to do it for today. Thanks, everybody, for tuning in. Twitch chat, stick around for a little while. We're going to raid some people. Thanks for watching. You okay? Dude, I'm telling you, man.
Change the shirt when I'm done.
Yeah, dude. Into a medium, an even smaller shirt.
No, I'll definitely rip that one.
You like Ferrigno and the Hulk, man.
Oh, I'm telling you, I haven't worked out in like 3 weeks.
That was a terrifying show for me when I was a kid. Because they did such a great job making that terrifying. Like the close up on the eye. Whoever was picking on David Banner is going to get fucked up now.
Mm-hmm.
They had Lou Ferrigno.
Yep.
Anyways, thanks for watching, everybody. Till next time, we'll talk to you later.
Goodbye.